Jim Harbaugh, apparently interested in the Giants. Knicks staying hot. Nets avoid disaster with Durant. Wow. Shesterkin. Everybody saying talk some more hockey. Shesterkin back in the pipes. Rangers with a couple of wins in a row. Seton Hall hosed over the weekend. Johnny smacked the Hoyas. A little bit of everything there, Mr. Tiki. How are you today?
Including the Dallas Cowboys losing in very disappointing fashion if you're a Cowboys fan. But, hey, I'm happy about that.
You should be. Although, can I just say one thing out of the chute here?
ahead.
All right. And I get it. Giant fans don't have a lot to hang their hats on the last couple of years. Understood. And I can't fully absolve myself either because I have latched on to this pathetic part of being a fan over the years. And that is to take great pleasure in a team that we're jealous of. And I certainly admit, Jet fans jealous of the Patriots. I don't know if Giant fans are jealous of Dallas.
No.
But I will say that I've seen a lot, I've heard a lot. Giant fans, act like you've been there before. I mean,
it's not even about that. It's just
I don't mean you, but a lot of like the deriving almost an inordinate amount of pleasure from seeing Dallas melt and almost using that to make themselves feel good.
No.
Giants, you still stink. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, but the Cowboys. Here's the thing about the Cowboys. It feels like forever they've been the team that's going to do X, Y, or Z.
Yep.
You kind of almost feel a little bit better as a hater of them, that you know that they're never going to break through. Whatever happens, no matter how great of a season they have. Now, Ben, a lot of people were over-propping this Cowboys team, especially their defense. They had a bunch of injuries on offense, but especially their skill position players and their offensive line. Their left guard has been bad for the last 3 or 4 weeks, whether it was Connor Williams or Connor McGovern. They've been bad at the left guard position, and the 49ers took advantage of it. But their defense kept getting hyped. Like, oh, this is one of the great defenses in football this year. No, it wasn't. Mm-hmm. They're actually a bottom third defense. They just get a ton of turnovers.
Correct.
Because Micah Parsons and Diggs, those guys are dynamic. But when it comes down to someone playing smart, sound football, not in the NFC East, because they dominated the NFC East, they struggle, right? You saw it with Denver. You saw it with a couple of teams who play sound football, can run the ball. The Cowboys struggle because their defense actually isn't that good. So they got a little bit overhyped coming into this weekend of the wild card, and the San Francisco 49ers took care of business.
In a lot of ways, and I want to make a point that is probably going to annoy you again. And I'm going to make this point until it either is, the box is checked positively or negatively. I'm not giving up on something that I already planted seeds on this last week. And by the way, I planted seeds with Tiki years ago. We've been working together. I've been saying this. But, before I make that point, in a lot of ways, to me, to your point, Tiki, the Cowboys are a little bit like the Yankees, where you're right. I mean, the way their defense has been positioned versus the reality of who they actually are,
that's right.
They're not congruent. And it's a lot like watching the Yankees, where we get enamored when they blast, 13 home runs in a 3 or 4 game series at Baltimore against a dog team or whomever. And, maybe the average fan, Yanks going to win the World Series. But when you probe more deeply, starting pitching, don't run the bases, don't catch the ball too well, and Dallas, the splash plays, which is what is going to set Twitter ablaze and SportsCenter. But up the gut, they were pushed around. And Randy Gregory was horrendous. I mean, it's one thing to play poorly. Another thing to not even have your head in the game.
Yeah.
3 times this guy had killer penalties. I mean, I knew Dallas was going to have a rough time. I did pick Dallas, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was the only game I got wrong. I gave you the 4 picks on Friday. I got the other 3 right. And now I get to this. All right. I said it with Tiki the other day. I want to know why. It's 10:06 on Monday morning. I want to know why the Giants haven't yet called Bill Belichick. And I'm not giving up on this until either I hear from Belichick saying, I am not interested in the Giants, or I hear the Giants say, I am not interested, or we are not interested in Bill Belichick.
So I'm
not giving up on it.
Why are you renewing your call for Bill Belichick with the New York Giants? Because they got destroyed by the Buffalo Bills?
It's part of it. That's part of it. But more so because he's Bill Belichick. It's more about what he would do for the Giants and less about what he has in New England. But what he has in New England plays into, I believe, this small window of availability for the Giants. Let's face it, Bill's in his late 60s, all right? And he reiterated over the weekend he wants to coach into his 70s, so he's not getting ready to quit. He's going to keep going. But if you don't hire him now, or if you don't try to, then after this coaching cycle, then it expires. Because the next Giants coach isn't getting 2 years unless he gets arrested or it's an unmitigated disaster, which the way it's gone, it's not completely implausible that happens again.
True.
Although nobody's rooting for that to happen. And if you don't hire him now, you're not going to hire him again. You won't have the window of opportunity. I don't even think he'd take the job. I get that. But if I'm the Giants, I need to hear Bill Belichick tell me, guys, I revere your franchise, but I'm staying in Foxborough.
Yeah.
And then I move on.
But I
got to hear it.
But don't you think that comes without him having to say it? He's been in Foxborough for so many years now, or not even Foxborough. You know what I mean? It's Gillette now. But he's been up there for...
But it's still the city of Foxborough,
yeah, true,
right? The township of Foxborough.
True, but I'm thinking of the stadium. He's been there for so many years now. He's created a legacy as the greatest coach in the NFL, arguably, by his championships and the culture that he's built, and the fact that even when they have inferior talent, they can make themselves a playoff team with a rookie quarterback. If he was to leave, the only reason he would want to would be to go win a championship someplace else. But he's got so many championships. What benefit is there for Bill Belichick to leave?
Rebuild
I don't understand
the revered, illustrious Giants.
But
Tiki,
my question is, does he care more about the Giants or the Patriots?
Well, I mean, he's got 20 years of sweat equity in the latter.
So, agreed. So I don't understand how.
What do you always tell me? Nobody loves you like your mama.
Yeah, true. That's usually for players. It's not necessarily for coaches.
Why not, though?
Now, Giants fans, do they love Bill Belichick? I don't know. I think they love Bill Parcells more than they love Bill Belichick.
Well, that's true, but Bill Belichick won the Super Bowl because Bill Belichick's the one who devised that strategy to stop that Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas sick offense.
Yeah. Well, no, they let Thurman Thomas just go wild.
Well, that's what I mean, and to take away the other stuff. Well, I meant in totality to stop
I know what you
the
mean.
vaunted offense. Listen, I
don't
want to
know
be
if
clear.
Giants fans actually want Bill Belichick.
Well, let's ask them.
I don't know. Do you want Bill Belichick to be your head coach if you're the New York Giants?
Let's find out. 877-337-6666. I'll tell you this much. Forget about the Bill Belichick tree. It looks like Daboll's high on the radar. I like Daboll. You like Daboll. We like the assistant GM shown there. These are all things that, listen, I'm not sitting here thinking it's going to happen. What I'm saying is, on the most cursory level, the most exploratory conversation needs to happen. Bill, do you have any don't tell us that you're doing it. Just get the answer from Bill. Bill, you have any interest in coming to coach us? Mm-hmm. And then after you're done coaching, you elevate to, the GM or the president spot.
You know why?
Do you have any interest in that, Bill?
You know why I think that's not going to happen?
Why not?
Because they're interviewing for a general manager right now.
Okay.
So they've gone through the process. Apparently, there's been 7 of the 9. I believe that they want to interview Rand Carthon, who is Mo Carthon's son, is the next, and I think there's another executive from the 49ers that's going to get an interview. I don't think these are in-person interviews right now. I think they're just kind of Zoom or over the phone, and then they're going to have in-person interviews next week. So the fact that they're going through the process of interviewing a general manager tells me that Bill Belichick is not on their radar. Because if Bill Belichick was going to be the guy coming into the Giants, he'd have all of that power. You'd be hiring not a lackey, because that's just demeaning to whoever.
Yeah, Bill's not going to report to some 36-year-old GM.
What I mean? That's exactly what
But you know what it's called, Teak? It's called doing your due diligence.
Yeah,
in case Bill turns you down, which he probably will.
Look, I don't know if I love that.
Why not? I want to know why.
Because, first of all, rebuilding what the Giants used to be in the image of what Bill Belichick has created in New England is a daunting process, right? It's changing over personnel. It's changing over, the methodology from the front office all the way through the equipment guys, obviously the staff and the players on the field. I just feel like it's daunting, and it works in New England because there is no other way, right? They've had so much success over 2 decades that you just accept that that's the way it is. Other programs are not that way.
Okay.
From the scouting, it's everything. Like the scouting, what the scouts are responsible to do when they go to opposing team games. Like it's comprehensive, that just works in New England that other teams can't replicate.
Well, I don't think that you're wrong there, but you know what I do know? That while the methodology of his building and the daunting nature of the Giants rebuild, your words, and you're right, that's fine. If we're sitting here and the Giants were actually a good franchise, then I would say you don't need to rebuild and overhaul. You need to rebuild and and overhaul the scouting. You need to rethink and reimagine and restructure everything about the New York Giants, because the Giants have been a dog franchise as bad as the Jets, which is all you need to know for the last half a decade. They've been a doormat.
Technically worse.
But I appreciate the insert there, Tiki. That actually made me feel good. And by the way, I'll say, as a Jets fan, I'll say this. I know Josh Allen's going to be a pain in the ass forever.
I feel bad for Jets fans.
I will take my chances on a rebuild with Tua and Mac Jones in my division. I'm not afraid of either.
No.
Now, Josh Allen's a problem.
I
The other
agree.
guys, keep him there.
Josh Allen is special.
He is incredible. All right, again, we're going to get these calls right now. 877-337-6666. I would never speak for anybody but myself, but I don't think Giant fans will even really feel me on this. I got you. I'm not trying to shove it down your throat. I don't think it's going to happen. All I'm saying is make the call. Just make the call, all right? Make the call. Let's start with Bill, who is in Rockaway Township, and he's first up on the Fan, Tiki and Tierney. Billy, what's happening?
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for having me back, guys. Listen, I don't want any part of the Parcells tree, including Belichick. Those guys are traitors. Giants fans have good memories. Okay, Bill Parcells, look in the mirror, right? Remember all of that? He retired.
Yeah.
Those guys got us Ray Hadley. We got Ray Hadley thanks to Bill Parcells. So all that stuff is the past. I think, you can turn on the station almost any year.
Hang on a sec, Bill.
And hear the same comments. And
Bill, Bill, I actually want to bestow something upon you. 14 minutes into our show, and you should take great honor in this award that I'm about to give you. I got you. We're 14 minutes into the new week, and I'm going to give you the trophy for the dumbest call of the week.
Well,
and it's the first call of the week.
Yeah, why though?
Because I'll tell you why. Because first of all, if you called up and you said, all the other branches from the Belichick tree, which are pretty much garbage, that's one thing. Bill Belichick is the greatest of all time. Ray Handley means nothing right now. Bill Parcells.
Bill Belichick isn't coming to the Giants.
But that's not the point. But Bill, that's not the point that you made. You decided to disparage.
We don't want. Why waste your time? We don't want any part of those trees. Those guys.
He's not the tree. He's the roots.
No.
George
Young was the roots. George Young and John Mara were the roots.
Wellington Mara.
The matter is,
Wellington Mara.
The Giants never had a succession plan, and that's what the problem is. As much as they are heralded in the.
Yep. I didn't clip. I didn't clip Bill. I think his phone gave out there.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, that's fine. One thing I don't know that we need to do. We don't need to go back to 1979 when George Young took over the team. We know what's transpired since four championships.
People bring that up because it feels like we're at that spot again with the New York Giants, where it needs an overhaul.
Okay, but how is dissing Bill Belichick part of the solution?
I'm not saying that's the case. I just don't know if I want Bill Belichick as my head coach
Fair enough.
The New York Giants.
But that's different than saying that, Ray Handley and he's a traitor. Who cares? Whatever. That means nothing today. Let's get Scotty, who's in East Hanover, New Jersey. Scott is on the Fan. What's up, Scott?
Hey, good morning, guys, and good luck on your new show and your time slot there. Wish you well.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Scott. What's up?
Yeah, Giant season ticket holder, been through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I agree with you, Tierney, 1,000,000%. I've been saying it to all my Giant friends. Make the call.
Yeah.
What's the harm? Giants have more money than the Yankees, just about. Write the check. This guy's a leader, Belichick. He'll show you how to do it. He'll give you the playbook on how to win. I mean, why not just have him say no? And he may not say no. I mean, everybody wants a new experience, and he's part of the Giant history. I say make the call, but the Giants, hopefully they're listening to me and you, and I agree with you on that point.
Attaboy, Scott. You see, we've already converted somebody smart out there.
You have.
You know what? I think there might be more. Kevin in Manalapan says, let's call Belichick. Kevin is on the Fan. What's happening, Kevin? How are you?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
I'm all in with the Belichick thing.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
I don't know.
This is rock bottom for the Giants. So if you're going to walk on ice, you might as well dance. Belichick, he's not getting any younger. I don't want to say rebuild mode for New England, but you are dealing with a rookie quarterback, and yes, they got to the playoffs. But home is home. Belichick has been with the Giants, in the 80s and the 90s. He made his due, Marcus. And if you watch a Football Life with the Giants,
Yep.
I mean, he's in tears. He's in tears about East Rutherford, New Jersey. You got to do it. And worst case scenario, you got nothing. You got nothing to lose. Worst case scenario, you just say.
He says no.
Talk to him. He says no.
Yeah.
It's nothing to lose. And Tiki.
Yes.
I mean, you were with the Giants.
Yeah.
It's rock bottom for this organization.
It is. That's
we
what
talked last week.
I mean, look.
Why not go for it?
Kevin, BT just mentioned the Jets and the Giants have the worst record over the last 4 years. And that's
I think it's 5 years.
5 years. And then technically the Giants are worse because they've had one winning season or non-losing season. The Jets actually have had 2, which is crazy. So I get it. The Giants are absolutely at rock bottom. I just worry that like putting all of the faith in Bill Belichick to replicate what he did in New England is just, it's a fool's errand.
Can I challenge you on something?
Go ahead.
And I understand what you mean. Like, everything is not transferable. I get that.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
And first of all, by the way, we've seen what they do without Tom Brady. They do nothing. So to be fair,
I mean, they actually
they got destroyed.
Yeah,
They got their doors blown off.
Just not, I showed you earlier. They're just not as well. I don't want to say well coached because they are, but like
they're not very fast in the secondary.
That's
They've
right.
got to do a lot of upgrades.
I
We know
agree.
they're not going to win anything anytime soon, in my opinion. But I'm not saying that you bring every single thing, every philosophy, every little action and deed, and now, take it from the Patriots colors to the Giants. No, there could be a modernization. You can apply certain things, but listen.
You think Bill's going to modernize his process at 70 years old?
I think all the great ones adjust and adapt. I think they do. Listen, Teak, if he wasn't willing to change a little bit, there's no way Cam Newton would have ever taken a snap for that team.
Yeah, but
I think he's already shown adaptability.
Yeah.
Come on.
I also think that was desperation.
But that's not, but still, there were other options. You could have gone with. Trust me, there were other options. The thing is, I really don't think this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. But if you want to talk about a plan of succession, which somebody mentioned before, you know what? Bring his son, who the dude who licks his lips like a maniac, and the meme Steve, and see what you could see if Josh McDaniels wants to come. Maybe Josh McDaniels is the next coach in 3, 4, 5 years of the Giants.
If Bill Belichick leaves the New England Patriots, Josh McDaniels is staying to be the head coach of the New England
that might happen. But there's also this, there's also an association in the minds of many that Bill Belichick will automatically turn down the Giants, and you might be right. But to me, and I am a man of sentimentality, I will admit that. So I do get a little maybe overly enamored with history in the past, and that means a lot to me. Teak, you know that as my partner. But the reverence, and I can't think of a stronger word than reverence, that Bill Belichick has for the Giants. This guy is our Lombardi. He's got a year to go. You've got multiple openings. Just make the call. That's all I'm saying. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. We'll get more calls. Is McCarthy out of a job in Dallas? The refs, what else is new? We're awful. But we're going to roll with this Belichick for a little bit more, pardon me. And some tweets as well on Twitter at Tiki and Tierney. Just getting going on a Monday here on the Fan.